right, next move. How many of you guys dress up for Halloween? All right. So we have these cultural spaces that are carved out. We're dressing up and playing with dolls. And I'm going to use the word doll loosely to include your own body as a doll. Have you thought about your body as a doll before? Sorry? All right. So things like Halloween, things like Renaissance festivals, things like LARPing. You guys, that really makes me nerdy. You guys don't know what LARPing is? You know what LARPing is? Live action role playing. You dress up in your wizard costumes and go conquer. Yeah. Role models. You've seen the movie Role Models. I've never done it, but it looks really fun. So LARPing. Okay, what about more legitimate practices like Civil War historical reenactments, things like that? Stuff that we do socially, costuming that we do socially for particular purposes. And these practices are becoming more and more widespread. I was actually, in researching this project, I had read an article that was talking about how dressing up like this is just becoming more widespread in American culture right now. I find that really interesting. And that's me when I have hair, by the way. And I do own that staff. All right, moving into the next grade of reality. We've got, I don't know if you guys know Rachel Maddow. She's an MSNBC news anchor, smart lady. And Eddie Izzard, okay? You probably, more of you know Eddie Izzard. So these are people who are engaging in a certain type of dress that we would probably, or a lot of people would probably consider costuming of sorts. Eddie Izzard is really upfront about his costuming. He does it on stage, and this is part of his stage performance. Rachel Maddow, not so much. There are some of us who engage in costuming practices, see example A, that are part of, I match my tie to my shirt in the morning, just like you guys may match your Uggs to your skirt. Sorry. There's lots of Uggs around here. It's okay. I support all dress expressions. Okay, so, stay with me here. So now we're looking at sort of things that are not recognized as standard dress as costuming. What makes it more standard than this? Right? Are you guys kind of following my logic here? In that, like I said before, I match my tie to my shirt, just like, that's Mia Tyler, she's Steven Tyler's daughter. She's a model. But, she matches her necklace to her dress. Or Barack Obama matches his tie to his suit. He probably doesn't do that himself, but he puts it on, right? So we dress ourselves to reflect respectability, classiness. Maybe you're going out on a hot date and you want to reflect something else. I mean, you make conscious dressing decisions as a form of expression. This is going to lead us to our next iclicker question. I want to know how you guys read the body text. Option A, I don't think about it much. Outward appearance has nothing to say about who someone is. This one doesn't have a right answer, by the way. This is totally opinion. Option B, I can sometimes tell a person's interest through appearance. For example, if they wear a band or university brand name clothing. But on the whole, it doesn't reflect who they are. Option C, I'm aware of how other people communicate through appearance, but I do not do so consciously. And finally, option D, I'm aware of how other people communicate through appearance, and I carefully cultivate my appearance to send the right signals as well. You're supposed to hide. There we go. Okay. Go ahead and start. I'm going to try to focus on this. The iclicker people are coming to campus tomorrow, so we should probably tell them about this compatibility issue with the keynote. You guys are getting faster. All right, 159. Let's see what 159 of you guys got. All right. A little bit of column B and column C. B, of course, was I can sometimes tell, but on the whole, it doesn't have anything to do with who they are. Option C was I'm aware, but I don't mess with it myself. Wait, right? Yeah, I don't do so consciously. And option D was I'm aware, and I do a little bit. No, that was the one that was, okay, you guys with the option E? All right. So quite a few of you guys, sorry, I just realized I only put 4 options there. So quite a few of you do realize at least there is some sort of communication going on with design. And that's good. Whether it's good whatever extent you feel that it has an opinion or an effect on other people's opinions. What I'm interested in here is going back to our transition from text to objects. I want to look at the fact that we are all Barbies in a sense. We're continuously on display within a social context for interpretation. Let's see people furiously scribbling. I'll hold on for a second. Okay, now I've got 2 questions for you. Sorry, was it too fast? Okay, I'll be back just a second. It's not that important to get these notes down verbatim. All right, are we good? We're good? We got the gist? Okay. All right, got 2 questions for you. Number 1, is it possible to control how people react to a particular text? All right, those of us who take a lot of effort, who put a lot of effort into how we dress ourselves, is it really going to help? Is there any way for us to control how people interpret my tie? Second question, and this is going to be one that deals with the virtual reality stuff, but I also I'm interested in how does one read a text that requires a reader in order to complete it. So this is bracketed off from the fashion stuff, and that was a poorly created slide, and I apologize. So right now we're going to look at, is it possible to control how people react to a particular text? Because this is our next transition, right, from new criticism to reader response. So here we are from new criticism. And I'm going to give you a couple of formulae. That's a plural formula, right? Formulae? Okay, formulae. Formulas. I meant to look that up with lunch, and I didn't. So, new critical. We're still in new criticism, so make sure you pay attention to that. The text is an object independent of any context. So you remember how the new critics want you to stay inside the text. Don't worry about who the author is. Don't worry about who you are. Don't worry about when they wrote it, where they wrote it, whatever, right? The text is something that is kind of bracketed off, encapsulated from a context. The reader, therefore, you can kind of see as a machine, right? It's an individual program to read only what is written on the page. You forget all your individuality, and you are focusing on the contents of your text. And then interpretation becomes a process of deciphering universal codes hidden in the text. And this is one thing that I know for a fact that a lot of students have a problem with, is this notion that there is some sort of universal interpretation. There's some right way to look at these texts. And I'm not saying that the new critics thought there was only one way to interpret the text, or else it wouldn't have lasted this long. But there is that idea that there are only so many ways that you can interpret a particular thing. How are we doing on the note scribbles? You good? Thumbs up? You're done? Okay. I'm going to hear a no in a second. All right. What I want to do, going back to our Barbies text, is show you guys, my video should be coming up next. So you guys a video, and it might help maybe with different things.